Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, no matter what you do, your life just never changes? Where you're not a failure or anything, you're stuck. You're stuck in what you know, you're stuck in the ways that you're used to, you're stuck in the things that have grabbed your attention and have kept you in a place to not be able to grow. Well, today I'm gonna walk through some steps with you and talk to you about the things that we can do next to get to them places where it's time to get growth. It's time to understand what purpose is and why you need to value the things that you need and what is needed to get to your next. Number one, the first thing that we have to go over is the problem. See, when we understand what the problem is and why we can't get to where we need to go in life, we now have the understanding of what's in the way. So when we think of stuff like the comfort zone and being stuck where people are not used to seeing us grow. People are used to the old us. People are used to the things that we used to do. People are used to seeing us being stagnant. Well, that is what lies in the comfort zone. As long as we are comfortable, as long as we don't have to go out and do more and explore more, we're not living in the vision of what we need to live in and how we can grow or succeed, those problems are going to be there. Top of the line is getting rid of the problems, figuring out what exactly you struggle with, figuring out the things that are hindering you. Do you go out too much? Do you hang out too much? Are you easily and readily available all the time? Sometimes you have to learn to say no to things. If that is part of your problem, you have to learn how to put your foot down when it comes to friends, or put your foot down when it comes to family and say, I can't hang out today. Today I'm going to focus on what I need to focus on to get to my next level. Some other stuff is the fear of judgment. People do not want to be judged. So the first thing we do when we get judged is, okay, I see what their expectations are of me. I may live up to that, just to what they want me to be. Instead of looking within yourself and finding what values are to you that you want to be and what you want to do, and taking that and using that to grow yourself, to push yourself to do more. Within you, there's more. But if you're only around people who will judge you and give you that fear of being judged, now your subconscious is saying, man, this is all I can do. Or you're not going to do something because you know that somebody is going to say something that is going to offend you or that is going to keep you stagnant of what you're doing. So now it's time to get rid of that fear of judgment. Figure out that problem. Figure out if fear of judgment is your problem, you have to say to yourself, all right, I'm going to sit back and I'm not going to let this affect me anymore. Because if it continues to, it's going to be hard to do anything in life because most people are going to judge you, whether it's good or bad. They're going to judge the things you do. People are analytical. People are going to look at the things you do and say, well, you could have did this better. Well, you could have did that. My thought process is, well, you do it. Show me what you would have did. It doesn't matter what they're saying about you because at the end of the day, you're the one who is producing the results of what you're doing. So focus on what judgments are coming from yourself and how you analyze the things that you're doing and how you can fix that and how you can manage to get better at the things that you're doing. But if the fear of judgment is only coming from the people who are on the outside, you're never going to get to where you need to be because you're scared of what people are going to say about you. Next is lack of clarity. If you lack clarity and direction, how can you know where you even need to get to go? The process of what you need to do has to come with some direction and some clarity. But if you're out here just operating, just doing things and don't understand what you're doing and what is valuable in what you're doing, you're wasting time. What you're doing really doesn't even matter because you have no rhyme or reason to do it. So it's time now to understand why you're doing something and put some intention behind it. And people want to know. People are interested in the things you're doing. But because you have no vision behind what you're doing and you have no understanding of what you're truly doing, you're just doing it. And it doesn't make a lot of sense, but you're good at it. If you put some value and intention behind it, you can really be something. But it all takes you to put some intention into it and give it direction. With a lack of intention and a lack of direction, your thought process and everything you do is going to go nowhere, because at the end of the day, you don't have a desire for it to do so. So it's time to start putting those actions and putting those thoughts and putting everything that you can do with some direction. Give it some direction, give it some time, give it some value, and make yourself understand why you need to do this and how it's going to help. Next is, can't continue to repeat old habits. Continuing to repeat old habits will keep you in the same place. It's the same as being in the comfort zone. It's what we're used to. Those old habits will hinder us. Those old habits will hold us down. Those old habits will keep us back from doing the things that we need to do in life that is going to help others succeed, and the things that we can do in life that's going to bring value to other people, because at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do. But if you are repeating old habits, you're going to be stuck. You're going to go back to what you're used to, what you're comfortable to. And those things are going to be easy to do because it's filling to you, it's comfortable to you, but it's not going to show who you truly are. You're made for more. You're made to explore more. You're made to do more. But without getting outside of what you're comfortable with doing, you will never be able to do that. Point number 2. So right now I want to talk about some of what my personal examples are and how I get out of it, what I was stuck with doing, and understanding why everyone has things that they struggle with, and getting out of that comfort zone, getting out of ways that I've been stuck, and just elevating myself. I had to realize that some things that I was doing were holding me back. Friend groups holding me back, hanging out with the same people all the time, doing the same things. You start to realize that I was like, man, am I gaining any value from doing this all the time? Because I'm a person who likes to read books. I like to watch a bunch of YouTube videos that are informational, and study, read the Bible, all of this type of stuff. But when I'm around different friend groups, we're just doing the same thing, hanging out, drinking, partying, all of those type of things that hold no value to what needs to be done for my future to be better. So I had to take a step back when I was doing that and say, okay, is this going to add any value to my life or what I'm doing down the road or to my family? And if the answer is no, then you got to take that hard look at your friend group and let them know that this isn't the way you're going to go. Start taking a step back. Start realizing that life for you is going to be different in the future, and you're going to have impact. So with that, you have to be able to walk away from things that are going to hold you back. And I had to learn that with myself in a bunch of different scenarios as well. Every time in life when I have this come around, I always tell myself, what is more valuable, the future or the present? The future is more valuable. Then I know that what I have to do, I'm going to have to get away from what I'm doing now because it's comfortable. Hanging out was comfortable. Drinking was comfortable. Being around friends and going to do stuff, dumb stuff, was comfortable. But reading all the time, uncomfortable. Studying all the time, uncomfortable. Having those hard conversations with people who hold you accountable is uncomfortable. But to get out of the comfort zone and stop being stuck, I had to get out of my own way. Like I even started going to Myron Golden's his show, and that was really helpful because it put me around people who were thinking like me. Like I would get around a lot of friends and stuff like that and bring up entrepreneur ideas, but they couldn't understand it because of where they were. And if your mindset is confined to something and confined to what you only know, it's hard to explore out. And it seems like back to my point that people won't understand exactly what you're saying. So the fear of judgment comes in because they're like, okay, what are you saying? How can you do this big business plan, but you've never had a business before? How can you have this big business plan and your first business failed? Well, if you look at it and do a study, most entrepreneurs fail 2 to 3 times before they get the business that gets them off. But because they don't know that and understand that, their fear is, oh, it's impossible. So now their fear is your fear, and your fear is the fear of judgment. And it all comes back to not wanting to let other people down and not wanting to be the one that stands out, but we have to. And that's what I had to learn myself, is that I'm different from everyone else, because deep down inside, everything to me is a business idea. So when people are talking, or when I explore things, when I go out, I'm like, wow, this was a pretty good business idea. I go to a restaurant and sit down and I'm like, this was a nice business idea. They thought strategically what to do here. They thought strategically what to do here, where to put the tables, how to make you feel when you enter. It doesn't feel like this restaurant, it's not unclean. So I'm thinking to myself, wow, this is a really good place. This is a nice business plan. Then I go to other places, I'm like, wow, this was terrible. This was a horrible experience. But what do you want to give a customer when they come in, a good experience or a bad experience? So all of that type of stuff runs through my mind. And sometimes I go on a tangent and talk about it. And when people don't understand you, they think you're blabbering or you're not talking about anything. But in all actuality, you're talking about things that's going to be in your future. Of course, I want to be a business owner, and I own a couple businesses, but I want to do it to a higher level. So I'm looking at higher level businesses. I'm looking at a guy like Myron and what he's doing, and the people who's around him and what they're doing. So the rooms I'm in doesn't even equate to the rooms they're in. So I know that I have to move out of that place and can't be around them a lot, because now I'm confining myself to what they know and who they are and the things they do. And that's not fair to me or them, because when you get outside of a friend group bracket or whatever it is, and you start to exceed the expectation on everybody else, you have to find people who are that much better than you. And I started myself to find people who are that much better than me. So I got more mentors now. I got friends who own businesses now and things of that nature. But until you figure out what you're lacking and how you can go find that from people and get the advice from people and be around people who are doing better than you, it's not going to equate to anything. And you're going to be stuck in situations that you've been in your whole life because you're scared to take an opportunity, because you fear to fail, or you fear to be judged, or you're stuck and stagnant because you're used to being in that place. It's no place to be. And it affected me because I really had to turn everything around and, like I said, make those decisions. It's hard to leave people. It's hard to leave situations. It's hard to leave a mindset when you're used to a lazy mindset, or you're used to things being easily worked out. And so I had to rewire myself. And I've always been a leader, and I've always been top of the line and all of that stuff. But easily I fell into the trap of being like the people I was around, and not being a follower, but being like the people I was around, because you start to do things like everybody else, and then you catch yourself. But in my off time, I'm extremely different. Like I said, I'm a person who reads. I'm a person who studies. So I'm studying and reading and stuff, and my mind takes me another place. So I'm studying and reading again. Now I'm asking questions to people who read the same thing as me, and now my mind is here and their mind is still there. We're in two different places, and I can't ask them to be where I'm at. So when you feel like you're stuck and you're stagnant, you're not. Your mind is traveling way faster than what your body is. You just got to get your body to get there where your mind is. Push yourself into that next realm, because you're almost there. But because you're stuck in what you're doing, you're not going to get there. But if you figure out a way to say, all right, I'm done playing games. I'm going to really do this now. I'm really going to take these opportunities. I'm really going to be smart and strategic about the things I'm doing. And I'm not going to accept the lifestyle I'm living right now. That's when things will change for you. But until then, you're going to sit in stagnation. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to rely on your job. You're going to rely on the people who take care of you anyway, because it's comfortable. And things that are comfortable are easy to come by. But until you find out a way to make things uncomfortable for yourself, challenge yourself, and put it out there, it's going to be hard for you to make a change in your life. And number 3, I want to get to the breakthrough. The breakthrough is going to come when you shift your mindset. You start thinking outside the box. You probably already do, Most people who watch stuff like this, who watch things that are going to put them in a different mindset, who watch positive thinking things, who watch things that make them think and alter their thoughts, or read things that alter their thoughts, you are already setting yourself up for a shift in mindset and a breakthrough. And if you don't shift your mindset, it's going to be hard to shift the way you live, because the way you think is going to outbe all of that. Your mindset is going to keep you captive to the things you can do anyway. You can go do a huge project, but if your mindset says, I can't do it, you're not going to do it. Because by default, your mind told your body no already. Your mind told your heart no already. So now there's no way that you're going to get out of this, what you can really get out of it, because you're already telling yourself no. There's no reason to tell yourself no in situations like that. So shift your mindset, shift the way you think, shift the way you talk, shift what you're listening to, shift yourself into a new beginning, because right now it's time for you to push yourself to get to where you need to be, because it's people that's counting on you. It's people that need to hear your voice, need to see your work and say, wow, I can do it too. Because it only takes one person. When you see another person that does it, it shouldn't be, wow, it's them. Nah, I can do it too. Just as much as you can do it, I can do it. And I can probably do it better. But at the same time, if you don't shift your mindset, you will never have that opportunity to do or be anything that you want to be, because it takes a shift in mindset. Take uncomfortable action is next. If we're going to do anything and we get anything out of this, take uncomfortable action. The next thing you need to do is look in the mirror and say, all right, this is something I've been wanting to do for years. I'm going to take a small step to do it. Baby steps right now. Don't say, oh, I want to go to the gym and I'm going to go the next month every single day. It's not realistic. You haven't gone in 3 years, so your mindset isn't there. So after going a week or two straight, you're going to feel like you did enough and you won't be there for another year, because our minds aren't wired that way. Take it slow, step by step. And the biggest thing is with people in processes is we think processes are a season. So when we do something new, we're like, yeah, I'm going to go hard at it right now. I'm going to do 60 days, 30 days, 40 days, 50 days, or whatever it is. Instead of saying, I'm going to take it step by step, because this is something that is a lifestyle rather than a process. This is something that is going to last me all of my years rather than a few days or a few weeks or a couple years. And if you look at it from that aspect, it gives you time to grow. The time you get to grow is the time you get to know the things that you need to know. So if you take that time to actually grow into it, you won't have to do it again. Grow into what you need to become. Grow into who you need to become. Slowly but surely, because the slow success is going to make you be who you need to be. And the people who are dependent on you to be what you need to be will understand why and who you are. You will have a true story. You will have some substance to what you're talking about, because you came from something that was pushing you to get out of, but you were stuck in it. You were stuck in the comfort zone. You were scared of fear of judgment, but your mind and your heart said, no, we got to slowly get out of this, and we got to make it uncomfortable. We got to make it uncomfortable to the point, I don't want to do this. I don't want to get up every day at 6 a.m. and read 10 to 15 pages, but I got to. I don't want to read this for 2 hours a day, but I committed to it. Like I know you heard the story before, the rock in the pond for 365 days. If you're going to commit to throwing one rock a day, don't get to day 270 and then say, oh, I'm going to throw a bunch of rocks in because I want to get closer to 365. The commitment was one rock a day. So what we got to commit to is the one thing that we're going to commit to, and take our time with it. Take our time with the growth. Take our time with knowing ourselves better, because that is what's going to exceed the things that we already do. If not, you will get stuck back in the things that you're comfortable with, because your mind is not going to let you do more than what it knows, or more than what it's confined to. And lastly, set small non-negotiable goals, like basically what I was tying into the last one. Set small non-negotiable goals. These are non-negotiable. So for the next few days, I'm going to eat healthy. Okay, point blank period, you're going to eat better. You're going to eat healthy. You're going to take stuff out of your diet. You're going to save money. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. Whatever you commit to make yourself better, you're going to read more. You're going to take care of yourself better. Whatever you commit to, make it a small step. And once you make it that small step, take it day by day, literally day by day, 7 days a week. Take it day by day for the rest of the year. Commit to it and watch how much better you get. And once you master it, add a little bit to it, but don't overdo it. Take your time with it. And once you take your time with it and know and understand who you are and what you can do, that is when you're going to see the fruit of your labor because of the seeds you planted in your life. But you have to take it slow and understand what you're doing and what you're accomplishing and have a goal to it. Have something that you're trying to accomplish. Don't put a time limit on it. Don't put a time step on it. By 3 months, I want to feel this way. Nah, we're going to take it day by day. And if it take you 10 months and you feel like this, it's better because it's for your lifestyle rather than for a process. We're not worried about the dates and the time. We're not worried about marking this off on the calendar. This is going to change you forever. So, and once you get this in your life, it's going to be different. But until then, it's still a slow, small process for you. It's doable. You can do it. You're here now. So what's going to change? It's going to take you. Thank y'all for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, everything.